Good, everybody.
Was good, was
What's
good.
up, people? It's been some time.
Sometime.
But your boys are back. Jojo and Isaac are back at it, and this is podcast.
Jojo, tell them why it has been some
What's been some
time.
time? Okay, good. Listen up, guys. Little sidebar, right? I took a little vacation. I took a break to find my energy. I took to reestablish myself.
Ah, is it a vacation with a V or a vacation with a B?
No,
I mean, you know what I'm
vacation,
saying?
vacation, same difference, bro. You feel me? But guys, I went back to Uganda for a little bit. It was beautiful. If any of you
Oh,
guys have never
nice.
seen Uganda before, here's your sign, bro. Just come through. And we're striking Ghana next. Isaac, tell them about that, bro. We have to push
Yeah,
that
yeah,
card
yeah. I
next. You
mean,
feel me?
we're planning this thing, but you know, our current Baba Trump, Charlie.
Actually, man, hectic. Hey.
Yeah, so we don't know. We don't know.
That's
But
rough.
yeah. Once the international lines look safe to cross,
We'll cross that.
we'll make it happen. Yeah, maybe we'll take you guys along, do some vlogs, show
Exactly,
you the
bro.
country,
You know,
stuff
I
like
think
that
that'll
for
be
sure.
nice. We've never done that before. Why not hit it first when
Exactly.
we're at home, bro? You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. But with
Exactly.
that said, thank you guys for hitting us up. People have been talking to us, asking us when we're coming back, bro. Yeah,
Exactly.
bro. We appreciate you guys for loving the content. So we're back on your screens now. And
Hmm.
what's a better way to come back but to revisit how we started the season last season, bro? You know what I'm saying? And we said something,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
and I, we said some things that we must now pay the price for, bro. Because goddamn, hey, yo. Okay. So let's revisit our PL predictions for last season and see how the PL season actually turned out. All right. First and foremost, champions. I think we both said Man City would win. If I'm not mistaken, right? And
Yep.
they didn't win. Matter of fact, the
They didn't win.
barely made it through
Hmm.
the Champions League. And I don't know how do you feel about that, bro. I feel like that's the least hurting prediction in my point because we saw Liverpool winning for such a long time. But how do you feel about how that went out, bro?
I mean, it wasn't a wrong prediction at the time when we made it.
No, it
I
was
mean, this is
not.
a team that had just won,
Mm-hmm.
four in a row, right?
Exactly.
So it only made sense that they were gonna win. And also,
Mm-hmm.
we were also thinking about it, comparing it to the other team we thought had a chance, which was Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
And I mean, we never believed Arsenal were gonna be
Oh,
capable of doing
hell
that
no.
anyway.
Yeah,
Not even one.
exactly.
So it made sense that we would pick, Manchester City to win it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Liverpool. I mean, they were losing their manager. I mean, like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't think anyone would have 100% with certainty predict that they'll get a new manager who will come in. They didn't sign any players,
No.
and then they'll go on to win the league. So, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I'm not really mad about the prediction.
I'm not
At
mad
the end
about
of
it
the day,
either. It wasn't unfounded.
it is what it is.
And I feel like any sane human being would have predicted City to win the league, bro. Right? But again, kudos to Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool fan, show yourself in the comments. Shout out to you. As United fans, can't say we're too happy about that win, but hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, no, definitely not happy, man.
Yeah,
They literally just equaled the number of league titles, right, with
they did,
Manchester
man.
United.
They did.
Now they are arguably the most successful club in England, and
They
they
are.
are making a strong case for being the biggest club in England.
They are.
So
They are. And they're
it's
doing what.
scary times, man. What do you think, by the way? Do you think now Liverpool can say they are the biggest club in England?
Nah, bro. Okay, that's not even purely just from spite, right? I respect what Liverpool has done, and I respect more what they're doing after what they've done, bro. They've gone ahead to bag Frimpong. They're bagging Verts, two of some of the best
Yeah,
players right now in the market, after winning the Premier League like that. That's what big clubs do. So they're behaving like a big club.
yeah.
But I think United still has entrenched itself so much that when it comes to what we define as a big club, we're still up there. We're not winning trophies yet, but when Liverpool had its 30-year or so drought, I don't know how many finals they went to, how many trophies they bagged. We were still essentially playing football for what we were supposed to be playing football for. You feel me? That's what big clubs do as
I
well.
see.
So the argument I'm making is when Liverpool was down for 30 plus years without a trophy, they got some trophies here and there. You feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I mean they were winning Champions Leagues, Jojo. I mean these man them have like what,
That was in
seven?
2019. That's the same time they won the league too, bro. But that's before that, bro. Like they're blanked. Who knows? When we win the league again, maybe we'll win the UCL that season too.
Hey, let's hope.
Who knows? Maybe. What I'm saying is, in that 30-year drought,
But they're definitely getting close.
they're getting close.
They are.
If
They
anything,
really
if
are.
anything, they are the club that comes closest. And for those who believe the opposite, we're the club that comes closest, right? Like we're literally neck and neck. And you can make the argument for either Liverpool or us being the biggest club in England right now. But I'll still side by United every day, bro. And I can even say it's biased.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel what I'm saying? You can say it's biased. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know how you structure that argument. I know you still think United is a bigger club, but how would you
Yeah.
view it? Like, why would you convince someone that's the case?
I mean, shit. I don't know. I think of Liverpool and I don't think. Do
Man,
I do I see do I see? I don't know. They're just not it. I don't know. I don't know how to
you're just
describe it
not it,
anyway.
bro.
Like I
And
just
all due respect.
like they are successful. Don't get me wrong. I feel like they're certainly currently the most successful English club.
Mm-hmm.
But to be big in terms of fan base. Like it's not every day you meet a Liverpool fan.
Nah, bro.
You get what I'm saying?
Nah, nah,
So
nah.
I just feel like there's still more to do, but they're definitely like the club that comes closest to us for
Mhm.
sure. And like you said, they can also argue that they are the bigger club just because they have
More,
they've achieved more success. So
yeah.
shout out to Liverpool, man. Shout out to Liverpool. They do need to get a bigger stadium though, because you can't be a big club and you can't have like you don't even have 70,000 capacity. I think it's still like 60,000. Like, bro, get a bigger stadium, Liverpool. Come on,
No, fair enough, fair enough. And kudos to their players and kudos to their team. They do what they need to do best. Respect. I just don't think they've
respect.
reached the levels of a big club yet. And this is big club in terms of presence, dominance.
Yeah,
How far are our roots stretched in the world? United is up there, bro. Liverpool is up there, but United is up there, bro. So again, if you disagree, show yourself in the comments, man. Let us know so we can have this debate. But that's where we both stand. You feel me? But speaking of
yes, sir.
United, right? Neither of us predicted would finish in the bottom half of the table, right? That's where the predictions take a wild turn, bro. Because
Yeah, man.
oh,
I think I predicted top four for us, man.
I did as
Sheesh.
well. I predicted top four for us as well, and that was when we still had ETH, and I think we were like, "All right, cool, man. Let's just try to see if we can see this season through." But damn, bro, 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finished 15th. I think this is the worst finish we've had. Period. Right? We
Yes.
were damn near fighting a relegation battle at some point. As far as
Everyone says that. Man. Everyone
no,
says
no,
that. Listen,
let me contextualize that
people who
question.
say that,
Right? We weren't.
especially with like Tottenham Hotspurs as well. Everyone says, "Oh, they were in relegation." I'm like, bro, guys, calm down. If we were really in danger of getting relegated, we wouldn't have been relegated, man. We're not gonna lose those games, bro. People should relax.
We were never gonna get
Like,
relegated.
you were not gonna get relegated. So at some point it's like 15, 14, 13, 12, tomato.
No, no,
Like,
no,
what the
no,
hell
no,
are we
no.
doing?
See, look, hey, 12th is not the same. 12th is not the same as 17th, bro. It's,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not.
no, but for a club, listen, for a club the size of Manchester United and even Hotspurs,
Yeah,
right? 17th, 15th, 12th.
it's
There's no
abysmal.
difference in
It's
that.
abysmal.
It's abysmal, period. That's it. So if you have the chance, for example, if you have the chance to go win a tournament like the Europa League, that will get you back into the Champions League and the money it comes with. Why the hell would you care if you finish two places above 15th or not? So if you're not getting relegated, my guy, you just want to go win that trophy. So I really don't blame both managers for picking that route. Like we went on beating in the Europa League to that
No, fair enough.
luxury own goal.
Fair enough. And we did. We did what we had to do, right? We did what we had to do. But where is the line between? And I think Roy Keane was mentioning something this as well. He was saying right, we're
Yeah.
ignoring the league games, and he was saying even if you want to send in your B squad, right? The United B squad should still get
Yep.
business done. That's the standard. It feeds into your point, right? Finishing this
Mm-hmm.
position is abysmal for United, but also losing those games in the way that we did is also abysmal because United should be able to keep up. Even this United, bro, as bad as we are, as bad as we're playing, you feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, in as much as I get what you're saying, okay, cool, right? We didn't get relegated. I mean, I'm looking at the table now, and we had 42 points. Relegation, we're like what, more than 15 points away from relegation. Those are 5 games. We're losing 5 games. That's fair, but we had 42 points, bro. Like,
No, it's bad. Like, no, seriously, it's bad,
oh my
right?
days.
It's bad. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it needs to get worse before it gets better. So,
How bad can
right,
they get though? I thought it was worse. I thought it was worse when we finished eighth, seventh.
bro. Chelsea finished 12th the next season. They finished what? They finished actually sixth, got into Europa, and then we won the FA Cup and kicked them out.
We're not
sometimes it
Chelsea
happens,
though,
man.
bro.
Sometimes you need. No one is talking about that,
We're
by
not
the way. No one.
Chelsea. We're not
All
Chelsea.
this noise around Manchester
Yeah,
United wasn't there when Chelsea finished 12th.
because we're not
No one
Chelsea.
cared.
Yeah, we're not Chelsea.
No, I get that.
We're not-
I get that, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, just between that season and the next season, they already made an improvement. So sometimes you never know. These things need to happen. Like, honestly, me personally,
Mhm.
this is my take, right? I think, right, Ruben Amorim came in, right? He looked at the squad and said, you know what? I can make something happen with these boys, but I know what, I'm not gonna do it. I feel like this guy, yeah, the way he
That's
talks, I feel like
crazy,
he
bro.
seriously, I feel like he intentionally decided to stick to his principles
Hmm.
to show all of us just how bad this team is.
Hmm.
Because, bro, it's high time the manager starts outlasting these players, man. These players keep outlasting manager after manager. And I hear people talking about system. Bro, they sucked in a 4-2-3-1. They sucked in a 4-3-3. They suck in everything. They sucked in a 4-4-2.
Hmm.
Like, bro, it's not the system. Like, this system is not all of a sudden gonna make Hoyland be able to hold a pass or hold a ball or complete a simple pass.
Hmm.
It's not a system, bro.
It's
Like,
not the system, it's the
so you know
players.
what?
It's the players. I agree. Right. And it's only the
Yeah, sure.
players because it's the management up top. We're not really recycling the team as we should be, right? There's so many things feeding into it. And I get your point. I understand. Uh,
Mhm.
I understand your point that the players we have are bad enough that no system seems to fit them. But when you say that, Amarim was like, bro, let me just let the horse fly, bro. And it is what it is. I don't know, bro.
No, I swear. That's what I feel like he genuinely did. I feel like he was like, you know what? I would die on this hill. Cause who walks in a new manager? Who walks in right after his first 3 games? He had won 2 games and drawn 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at our faces and tells us that the storm is coming. I'm like, what you on about? Like, you just won 2 games and drew 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell us, the storm is coming. Like, what storm is coming? Bro, he knew it. That guy. He's a
I mean,
menace,
but
bro.
like,
He knew.
it was the same thing as Ragnick. Ragnick, it didn't. Okay, Ragnick said it far late in his career, but he did say that we need open heart surgery, bro. He knew, like,
Yeah.
he knew. I think all other managers knew. Some have just been less vocal about it. Amrim was the type of guy who was
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, no, bro. If you let me go right now without compensation, I can dip. I don't care." So,
I'm dead. Exactly. Like, that's the kind of manager he's like, yeah, I trust myself. I know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
You have to trust me. And I think what Amorim knows and maybe we don't know is he knows this new ownership is backing him like crazy.
Mhm.
Because that's the only way he can be this confident, allowing us finish 15th or 16th like he did, bro. Like, it's the only thing I can picture is they have told him something. They have told him, listen, it doesn't matter how bad it gets. There's something we appointed you for. Implement this style of play. Implement this way. And he told them, guys, it's not gonna work out. Let me come, preseason so I can work with a new squad and build this out. They were like, nah, come right now.
Mhm.
It sounds like he told them, listen, I can do something for us to win in the short term, but
Mhm.
it's not gonna be sustainable long term. We go through the pain now and we see the long term, right? Now there is no doubt about how we want to play.
Mhm.
Like, now you can look at the squad and say, this is what we need, this is what we need, this is what we need for how we're trying to play. You can see that
I think,
already.
yeah, I agree with that because it's been bad for so long, right? Like we've let the bad apples really rot, such that we can see what elements of the squad to go and fix. I understand that. I know the manager would have let this happen or would have stayed long enough for this to happen. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But let me take this back to my first question before we drift more to our predictions. Like, where is that line
Yeah.
between us letting the season go and us saying, guys, you know what? We're united, bro. Let's at least try to do something. Like, does that line even
Nah.
exist? Is it that thin that we can easily cross over it?
So football is transitional, right? Every club goes through a transition, number one, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes when your club has been as bad as United, you see, this is not an isolated incident.
Mhm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is as a result of a decade long of, you know, bad decisions, right? A decade long of decline.
Mhm.
Like, that's what it is. It's like poor signing after poor signing after poor signing after poor signing. Like, that is what has brought us where we are, right? So it gets to a point in the club where we need to forget about our time before this decade,
Mhm.
right? And actually look at the decade Like, let's forget about Paul Scholes and all these man them. That time no longer exists.
Mhm.
That is a different Manchester United. That Manchester United doesn't. That's why I hate it when they keep saying, "Oh, this 3-4-3 is not the United way." Like, bro, that time is over. Like, we're in a new era of. So you need to look at the past 10 years and how trash we've been in those past 10 years, and try to fix the issues in those past 10 years, right? So if you look at the issues in those past 10 years, I compare our squad around the Premier League. Bro, we are one of the least athletic, least physical clubs in the Prem. Simple as that. We have a midfield that has no legs.
Mhm.
Casemiro, no legs. Even Kobe Mainu, no legs, man.
Mhm.
Like all of them. You get what I'm saying? So you're looking at this and you're going, bro, of course Bournemouth are going to beat us, man. Newcastle, bro.
Mhm.
Those are men, bro. The physicality is crazy. Even Pep suffered this season because of that lack of physicality. That's where football is going now. So we can't be looking at our squad now and going, oh, say Alex Ferguson era. Look at football in the current time and what we need right now. And based on what we need right now, I feel like that line had to be crossed. We had to cross that line for this to happen
Uh-huh.
so that next season we see a proper rebuild. And that's what I believe. And I'm going to say it here so that we move on. I think next season we finish top 4. That's it.
Oh, I was just about to say, Isaac, your entire argument relies on us doing exceptionally well next season. Not even doing better.
Top
Not
4.
even doing better, but doing
I said
exceptionally
top
better.
4. Yeah, I'm not saying next top 4. If we don't finish top 4 next season, I'll be the first one to say I'm wearing out. Simple.
Oh boy, guys, you heard it here
Next
first. Now
season.
look, I agree with you, bro. Like, but
Bro, it's
I
not that
agree with
deep,
an
man.
asterisk because we still need to see the changes being implemented. He's brought in Cunha, sure, and guys, you know how we get about United, right? We're gonna have a whole other United session, but let's like dive deep.
Yes.
He's brought in Cunha, sure. There's been talks about a striker coming in. We've had so many online debates about Gyökeres, Delap, Chelsea, I think right now. Whoever, sure, right? We've had talks about Mbomo, sure, right?
Yep.
Even a new keeper, the Turkish guy, right? Sure. So like, but I need to see these changes happen, bro. Because if we go through the whole transfer window and Cunha is the only player we've signed, maybe with a last minute panic signing, then bro, we're so cooked. So
I trust in Amorim.
I know I trusted him too. So far, at least, he's shown me good signs. But I
Yeah.
trusted Ryan just bro. So I'm gonna be a little bit skeptical.
Is it
What?
if, like you're saying, if this transfer window ends with us signing only Cunha and some other last minute signing, Amorim will walk. That's all I can say. That guy will walk. He will leave this project. So I don't see him sitting there for them to be like, oh, just just nah. He's gonna make sure things are done and done the right way.
Certainly hope so.
So
I certainly hope so. When we signed Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo in the same season, bro, we were there, bro. You and I were there. Now,
no, but again,
bro, you and
no,
I-
but again, even the time at the time, even me, I criticized those signings.
yeah.
Not because I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
think
for sure.
Ronaldo
I
wasn't gonna
remember.
be
I
good or
remember.
whatever.
Yeah, we criticized the
You
Ronaldo.
remember I said it. It's a wrong marriage, man. I've always said it. See, football, coach to place, it's a marriage, man. You don't go and pick Ronaldo and give him to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's not gonna work.
Mhm.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
You know.
fair enough.
So,
But I think just being brutalized by United for these years, bro. I've just learned to be a little bit of a skeptic, but still believing in my club. Again, we're United, bro. Like it's what we do. We reach finals, we lose some, but
we'll be fine, Jojo.
we play.
We'll be fine.
Like we'll be fine. We'll be cool. There's been signs, but Lord have mercy, bro. You guys, if we don't finish top 4, bro, Isaac, you've left yourself up for open crucifixion, bro. The internet is forever, bro. But hey, guys, that's about it on our United prediction. I mean, it went the exact opposite way, but as Baba Isaac has predicted, top 4 next season, right? And I
You heard it here first.
I will agree with that prediction after we see the transfers happen, right? Sure.
Yeah.
But another part of our predictions last year had to do with the UCL, and we'll talk about the UCL as well, right? I think we both thought that Madrid would cook the UCL, and I think we went so far to say that the Ballon d'Or might come from Madrid, right?
Yeah, I think I predicted it.
Mbappe. We both predicted Mbappe. Now, Mbappe won the Europa Golden Boot,
The Super
the
Cup,
Super Cup.
the Europa Golden
Yeah,
Boot,
there's the Club World Cup coming up. I mean, like you said, like we say in our group chat, right? Like, you wouldn't be a complete madman if you tried to make the case for him, but you would be looked at weird because these teams have come and flourished. Dembele exists, Lamine exists, Rafinha is lurking around the corner. So, looking at your prediction then and now, what's changed and what do you think will happen?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, again, it's a marriage, man. Yeah. Don Carlo is Don Carlo, but even Don Carlo sometimes, he struggles to find the fit within like with a certain group of players, right?
Mhm.
And I just feel like they just reached the limits. They got to a point where they needed more of a tactician than like a man manager. Like the way, I'm not saying Don Carlo is not a tactician, but if you see the way he plays, he's more allow the players to express themselves kind of manager,
Mhm.
right? And that's why I think they are even moving in the direction of Xabi Alonso. He's gonna play a 3-4-3. He's a tactician. That's what he's here to do. He's gonna try to
Mhm.
make this team a team that plays football.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of the things that derail them. Also, things happen in football all the time, bro. Who would have predicted that, Declan Rice is going to score those two free kicks?
Right.
I bet you, if Madrid calls us now, they probably even go on and win this thing. You
Mhm.
never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Football is weird like that because I think PSG might have had a harder time playing Madrid than Arsenal.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So you never really know. It's like the way we saw PSG just absolutely destroy Inter Milan. I'm like, damn, if they played Barca, they probably would have had a,
Harder
a,
time.
a harder time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So football sometimes, your luck has to fall into it. PSG needed Arsenal to cook Madrid so they don't play Madrid.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes it happens like
Yeah.
that.
They also needed Inter
So
to beat
yeah, I just feel like
Barcelona, so they didn't play.
exactly. I mean, you look at this Inter in the final, and you're like, wait, how did Barca not beat this Inter?
Right?
You feel me?
Well, how did
Like,
Inter put 5 goals against Barcelona, bro?
exactly.
Oh
Because so
my
it's like, bro, football is a funny sport
God.
sometimes. You really can't look at it one way, like, yeah, so it is what it is. So we'll see. Next season is definitely going to be exciting, but
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like, to be fair though, I did say PSG will get close this season. I did say that.
Mhm.
Because, I like what they were doing in terms of, with Luis Enrique and the players they've signed.
Mhm.
So, I didn't think they would win, but fair play to them. I'm happy for them, to be fair.
Yeah.
They've spent the money and they've gotten the result. That's also the thing. I see people on Twitter talking about, oh, look at Manchester United invest in young players. I'm like, dude, these guys have a 70 million euro striker sitting on the bench. They can afford to do that. We cannot do
And
that. You
they
feel me?
brought him on for the last 2 minutes, bro.
Last 2 minutes, 75 million euros. He's
Bro.
sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
PSG can afford to do that. They can afford to buy a player. It will not work. They'll put him on the bench for 75 million.
Mhm.
We can't do that. Not many clubs can do that.
No.
So at the end of the day, we need to see it for what it is.
We had to spend
This
our
is a
time in the road.
exactly. We need to understand this is a well-oiled machine with a lot of oil money. That's it.
That's a
And
bar.
then
That's
you
a
get
bar.
your
That's a
result.
bar. But I mean, shout out to PSG. First of all, they played devilish football, bro. Like demonic football,
Yep.
bro. They completely
hmm
they they didn't just outclass Inter. They just outplayed even the formation and the system, bro.
Yeah,
So
man.
like shout out to them. Due, I mean, they're all on form, bro. They're all just solid hot,
Yeah,
bro.
they cooked.
They cook.
They
So
cooked.
shout out to them. But I think also, this whole season has been littered with such stories, right? At least from the English season's perspective, even Italy, but Napoli won, bro. Then you have Newcastle,
Yeah,
Crystal Palace winning,
yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
like or PSG winning,
Then Spurs, man.
Spurs
We
winning,
handed Spurs the
right? So this we can say that this season has been like clustered with the differentials, right? The underdogs,
Mhm.
the less likely.
It's made football exciting, though. To be
It
fair,
does.
it's made. No, I am hurt as a Manchester. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Mhm.
right? I look, he wasn't too mad that we lost to Spurs,
Mhm.
right? Because a part of me, so as much as I'm a Manchester United bias fan, I'm a football fan,
Mhm.
bro. In 17 years, man, these man them call themselves a big six club, and they can't even say they have a trophy in 17 years. How do you make a debate with such a club, bro? At least sometimes you just. So I was like, you know what? Fair play to Spurs, man.
Fair
I
play.
wasn't mad. I was like, oh, fair play. Let them take it.
Mhm.
Let them also have something because now they can also banter with Arsenal. Arsenal doesn't have an European trophy. Spurs does. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? They
Exactly.
can have some banter with their. So sometimes it's like, as a football fan, because I was happy when Newcastle won. I was happy when Crystal Palace
Yeah.
won for these same reasons. Right?
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, let them also pick. So I was like, you know what? Sure.
It is what it is.
Let Spurs win. It is what it is.
Like
So
screw
it wasn't all doom and gloom.
screw Tottenham Hotspurs, but shout out to them too at the same time, bro. Like
Shout
they
out
did
to
what they had to
them, man.
do. They got the win. I won't call it scrappy, but if someone calls it scrappy in the comments, I won't be mad at that.
Dude, it was a scrappy win. What you talking about? They even had a goal line clearance from Van de Ven and things.
That's
We had
actually a proper
72%
clearance.
of
I
the
can't
ball,
lie.
16 shots. What are you talking about? It was like a freaking own goal, lucky shot. They had one shot the whole second
Yeah.
half. What are you talking about? They
No,
were
it was
totally
scrappy.
dominated in that
It
game.
was scrappy. It was scrappy,
So,
but I won't rain on their parade. A parade that's taken 17 years in the making to come. I'll give it to them. At my own expense,
we'll give it to them.
I'll give it to them. However, if it ties into just what's been going on this season, shout out to all the teams that have won. You feel me? And I think,
Yeah.
like you said, like sometimes you just need football to bestow upon you good luck, right? And also just clear a path for you, bro. And it's happened before.
Exactly.
So can't be mad at that. Next season, though, I still think that the teams we predicted to cook this season will cook. Madrid City up there, even Liverpool. They keep on doing business like they're doing. Who can stop them? So
It's gonna be
it's
interesting.
gonna be interesting, bro. And I don't know what other predictions we had. We had Ballon d'Or predictions, and I think we can wrap
Exactly.
it
I
up
was
like
gonna
that.
say,
Neither of us put Dembele
yeah.
up there, did we? I know I didn't. I know I did not. Did I?
You didn't even cross the left side of my ear to even pass to the right. Like Dembele. Bro.
Admit it.
Neither did I predict Lamine either. I didn't think Lamine Yamal
No,
was gonna
100% no.
continue
I
on
did
this.
not. I also
The only person I thought of was literally I thought of just Mbappe and
even
maybe Vini.
Rafinha,
That's
bro.
all I thought.
Like
That's what I think, bro. I forgot he existed.
exactly, bro. So, it was just Mbappe. I don't know who else to put up there. I think it was just Mbappe. And I also think
Yeah, and we thought maybe Rodri because of Manchester
yeah.
City. We thought maybe
But when he got
Rodri,
clipped,
but
that was it. With all due respect, hope is
mm,
good. So again, Dembele might catch that this season. Even I can't like even up to when the UCL started getting hot. Dembele wasn't really in my frame of like he was there,
yeah.
right? But he was just knocking on the door. You feel me? I didn't expect PSG to cook the way they.
I mean, he was cooking in the French league. That's the thing. We don't really pay attention to the French league as
We
much.
don't. He was the top goal
So
scorer though. Like
exactly.
so,
Yeah, I mean, his numbers are good.
the
So
numbers are good.
I mean, what do you think though? I mean, because now it's between Dembele and I'm hearing Lamine Yamal. I think I would personally pick Rafinha over Lamine, but
Mhm.
I get the Lamine Yamal arguments as well. So who do you think is going to pick it? Not who do you think is going to take it? Who do you think should take it?
Oh, it's a good question. They should give it to my boy Anthony Santos, bro. If Anthony won that Conference League,
Bro, the PR would do for Anthony if he won that conference league. We'll be like, go Tero,
dude,
Ballon d'Or.
Chelsea are so lucky they're not lucky.
100 million for the Ballon
Dude.
d'Or.
But in all seriousness, I'll give it to Dembele. I think because the Ballon d'Or is supposed to celebrate the best player, and what do best players do? If we're being honest, right? It's not just best offensively; it's also not just best defensively, right? Like you have to have that sort of impact carrying your team like that. And I think the manner with which they just won the UCL alone is enough to make that argument for him. So I would give that to Dembele, honestly speaking. The way he played that game, bro, like that's what big people do. That's exactly why
Yeah.
you said it wouldn't be Salah, because that's what Salah was supposed to do. Even if he didn't score, bro, like defend, man. Dembele was out there playing as a fullback, bro. Out there,
That's what I'm
dude,
saying.
like Dembele was.
That's why me,
Bro.
I never even once thought of him. I'm like, most not a chance, bro. Because I told you when he was needed against PSG, what happened? He did exactly what I told you he would do.
And Dembele
I told you
scored,
he
bro.
would disappear.
Dembele scored.
He would disappear.
So
I'm saying sometimes, and Dembele didn't score in this Champions League
he
final,
did,
but 2 assists. The way he played the game, the positioning,
bro.
the pressing.
Bro,
You need to impact the game. That's what we're talking about. Impact.
even just those third passes before the assists, bro. Like
What I'm
the assist
saying.
to that kid who came off the bench, bro. Dembele with that back heel, bro. Like that's Ballon d'Or-esque, bro. Now I can't lie. Lamine has been doing the same thing as well. He's been cooking in that way. But I feel like Lamine and Rafinha are sort of a package deal. I can't lie. Like I can't see one cooking without the other. I think a lot of Rafinha's cookery has come from either Lamine's progression with the ball, Lamine's balls crossing in. So if you're gonna give it to Rafinha, give it to Lamine as well, bro. Make one for both of them.
That's the thing. It's almost reminding me of last season when Madrid had, Vini, Bellingham, Carvajal. It's like, who do we pick? And I feel like that might actually go against them as well because Rafinha is a good candidate. I mean, he has the best numbers, right? Top scorer in the Champions League, actually top assist leader in the Champions League as well. Equaled Ronaldo's record, all that jazz. He has more numbers, right? Whereas, Lamine, it's exciting. He's going to take on his man, beat his man. But, the game is not just about dribbling.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to the game than just
There is,
dribbling.
bro.
But, you know, what I will say though is, man, in the next 2-3 years, man, Lamine is going to be something.
He's gonna cook.
I don't know. He excites me. I'm not supposed to be a Barca fan, but like, I like the fact that he has something about him.
Mm-hmm.
What, like, the reason why I never really got pulled to Messi is because he didn't. I wanted personality, right? I mean, I like players with a bit of, you know what I'm saying, with a bit of
Ronaldo S.
personality.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That guy has that.
Mm-hmm.
He has that. Yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah, and Lamine
There's
has that.
something about him. So, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
he has that.
I wouldn't mind, rooting for him. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm also with you. I think Dembele takes it. I think he deserves it.
Yeah.
And
Uh
yeah, man,
if
that's it.
if Inter won the Champions League, who would have taken it for you?
I think still it would have been Dembele, in my opinion.
Because he made it to the final.
He made it to the final, man. You have to go to the final.
Mm-hmm.
He won every trophy this season too, by the
Yeah.
way. They won the treble.
Yeah, bro. They cooked. So like,
But definitely that would have like made it a little bit tricky because people would have also considered Lamine.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But again, there's also the Nations League. I think France are playing Spain, so hey,
We'll see.
let's see how that goes.
we'll see how that goes. But I don't know, bro. I think Dembele is a good candidate for sure. And I wanted to ask you this because me and Johan, shout out to Johan if you're watching this, and some of my boys here were having a debate about just the football politics of it all and how Lamine,
Yeah.
as a prospect for FIFA, like as a FIFA asset, is a good candidate
Yeah.
for the Golden Ball for like 3-4 seasons in a row. Right? He's still 17. He could win Golden Ball until he's 21. At that time, he maybe have bagged the Ballon d'Or. You know what I'm saying? But for this year, they'll give it to him. Next year, probably they'll give. If he still cooks, they'll give it to him. He's a good asset in that regard, and maybe they could shuffle who they give the Ballon d'Or, just because they know that they can give Lamine this sort of consolation, right? There's also the football politics that come into play, and I don't know how much that would affect Lamine, but I'm sure that there's some FIFA executives thinking that way. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, because it could affect him.
No, I see what you're saying. The only issue though is this is unprecedented. I mean, we haven't seen a 17-year-old dominate the level, right? Usually 17-year-olds, they have 1 or 2 games, where they came in and, did well, something like that. Even Messi, I think it was when he was 19, then it was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
because he started playing games. So if he has a season like he had this year, next season, but then actually goes on to win the Champions League, picks a league title and improves his output, he will be undeniable at that point.
Yeah.
Right? I just think right now it's easier to just give it to Dembele because again too, we forget but Ballon d'Or is French football, by the way.
Oh yeah.
They are the organizers. So I feel like for once, a French team has won the Champions League. For once, they have the opportunity to actually give it to a French player. I don't think they'll fumble that.
But that's also another part of FIFA politics, isn't it? Like that's the other half of it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So
I
just don't see them fumbling it like that. I think Dembele will get it just also for the mere fact that the Ballon d'Or was invented by the French. So
fair point.
I think they'll give it.
Fair point. I will see, man. I won't be mad at that. I'm actually excited for that to happen. I'm as excited as when I know Benzema was when I picked that up. But like,
Exactly.
I guess you just know. So I hope he picks up and he cooks. But those were our predictions for last season, bro. And we kind of missed on all of them.
Tough times. We'll be back better next year.
Oh my goodness. We missed none
We'll be
of
better
them.
next season.
Bro, none of them even came remotely true, bro. Like none. But hey, that's what football's
But
about.
this was an unprecedented season of football.
It
This was
was.
unprecedented.
It was.
I don't think anyone predicted Inter and PSG final. I don't think anyone predicted Newcastle, Spurs picking up trophies. It was just an unprecedented time, which I feel like shows me that football is really, truly, truly turning. It's changing. There are different styles in the game now. Not everyone is trying to copy Pep anymore. It's like people are trying different things, so it's becoming exciting. Like now anybody can beat anybody, like bro. So, shout out.
No, shout out all the football teams that won this year. Shout out everyone who's been tuning in to podcast this shit. And again, guys, we're back at it. So if you have any comments, leave them down below. And we can't wait to take this journey with you guys even more, bro. So Isaac, I think we can cap it up for now. We'll see you guys in another one, bro.
Yes, sir.
Peace, bro. Peace.